gonna start recording, which I forgot. Okay, so that's what I've been doing myself for a long time, and this I kind of like this, but it's like super like a long-term approach, right?
Oh yeah,
Because
absolutely.
because we still have to get the numbers in the champions. So basically, the way I would like you to do this is you can kind of keep adding pools like as a staple to your pool, but you still need to kind of spam the champions. So I don't want you to go like too kind of like, okay, I just pick this because it fits the comp. I just still want you to kind of do like, you can do 1 to 3 champs, would like play like 20 games each, and then you can kind of like keep adding stuff and keep adding stuff and stuff like
Right.
that.
Okay. Okay.
But at least like get a bit more than like a few games just in for the champion, so you actually get to kind of know the ins and outs of the champion. So again,
Sure.
what's this
Yeah.
going to do for us when we decide on a champion, for example, at least we know when we play against those champions how to punish them and how they are weak and stuff like that. For example, I thought Vi was fucking broken for so long until I played it myself and I realized early game is piss weak. So now I just know that I can really punish and play around Vi's weak early game when I'm playing early game champions and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yep, just like we still need the mastery, so maybe spam a bit more games, more than like
Sure.
one to
Yeah.
three. Yeah, maybe you can even do like since you're kind of playing for mastery, we can do maybe like even up to 5 to 7 champion of champ pool.
Okay.
I'm
Sure. Sure. Sure.
playing for mastery, especially when you're leveling up your account. So it doesn't really matter like the absolute pinnacle of what I can achieve with Sejuani. It's more like getting more
Yeah. Yeah. Of
comfortable
course.
with the cooldowns, stuff like that. Because cooldown knowledge is such an important skill in League as well. It's kind of really high level stuff as well. Um,
Yeah. 100%.
yeah, but yep. So definitely, I like that approach. I like that a lot. It's a really long term approach. So I'm not really too keen on advertising it to people because most people are afraid of kind of committing for the long term, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I really love this approach actually. I love it. I love it. But yeah, all right. So let's get into the game then. Because this is a
Uh,
pretty recent game though.
yeah. Yeah. So what I wanted to mention as well is that this game I felt strong in the early game, and then like as it went on, I felt it slipping more and more out of my control. So I couldn't notice anything that I was necessarily doing badly. So I was just hoping to get some, better opinions on it than my own.
hmm Okay, so the biggest thing, especially when playing Reksai is a champion which obviously falls off late game, and while we can really achieve that, like a kind of protagonist win condition status in the during the early to mid game, it's probably going to lose out once people start grouping because this champion is not good against people or teams who group. So basically, what we need to do as the game progresses, as Rek'Sai, you kind of become a peel bot for your carries instead. So usually we want to kind of build a win condition when we are playing Rek'Sai instead of becoming the win condition ourselves due to our poor scaling into team fight phase.
Right.
So how we kind of play around the mid to late game, we just need to recognize, okay, who's the win condition of our team, and then we can kind of think about how the fight will go out. For example, in this game, we have, for example, the Xin who's going to dive in on your win condition. For example, let it be, let's say, let's say Kato is like really fed. So what we can do, for example, is we can just stay behind and try to interrupt the Xin or stuff like that to kind of allow this guy to deal damage.
Yeah.
That's kind of the basic idea. We kind of need to play around the win condition because this champion is piss weak. Kind of when people start grouping up in the team fight phase.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so let's talk about the matchups this game. What's up?
Okay. No TP's top lane. Fiora has Ignite. Can definitely look to pressure that early.
Mhm.
Bot lane, I feel like is gonna get poked down. So if I start topside, that's like pretty objectively good. Because like Karthus Scion is the way I see it, at least gonna get poked down pretty hard by MF Senna.
Probably up.
Mid lane, it's I don't know. It's the two mages. It's gonna be back and forth, but I'm not expecting any heavy trades, especially Rice starting tier.
hmm Yeah, one thing about the mid lane matchup when we have these double mages and more importantly, double ranged. The reason why I'm not often expecting heavy trading from these matchups is because when they are lasting minions, they will be standing next to the caster minions instead of the melee minions, right? So it's automatically
Yeah,
much harder for them to kind of go for like long trades or extended trades. So if anything, it's going to be like one skill shot, maybe 2 skill shots, like every once in a while, right? But that's kind of the difference when we are playing when we have a double melee top lane, for example. They are lasting
yeah,
minions next to
yeah.
the pros or the what are them? bruiser minions, melee minions. What are they called? I don't know. But anyway, they
Yeah.
are closer to each other while they're last hit minions. But yeah, and usually how I play around mid lane, I really focus my ganks too much on mid lane. How I usually use mid lane instead is I use a prior it creates or stuff like that. But yeah, we can probably talk about
Okay.
it later. Jungle matchup. What do we think about the jungle matchup? Do you early game
Uh,
junglers?
Head empty, no thoughts. I've pretty much never played against Zin.
Hmm. Yeah. So one thing to notice about the since how you both love to counter gank each other because again I think we talked about last time the one who counter ganks is by default in a winning position, and we have two melee matchups. So by the time this guy commits, he's committed, right? There's no way out. And the same goes for you. So if either one of you comes kind of late, it's gonna get messy, right? So we can probably
Right.
look to counter gank them, but also this can go either way regarding invades. Both sides can invade. So that's something to also be kind of afraid of. So we can probably, if we do go for a standard three camp start, we would probably be expecting, I would be expecting maybe an invade here, so maybe save a board up there or stuff like that. Here we did place a late invade board, which is also fine since this champion can definitely late invade.
Okay.
But yep, yeah, I like top start. Wait, let me see. What was the bot matchup again? Oh yeah, it was this. Yeah, I like the top start a lot. Again, they have double range on the bot lane, so again, I'm kind of expecting push. So again, maybe I can get a kill there. Awesome. Also, two immobile ADC champions or range champions in the bot lane. So easy kills if you do get to connect.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
easy. Two ADC champs. Probably gonna push into Sion. So basically, the way we also determine bot push usually is we look at the ADCs and we're like, okay, the ADCs are kind of they're kind of similar, but then we look at the supports. And if the support if the auto support is range, it usually just means that the range side is going to win the push, right? So that's another kind of indication we can use. But yeah, definitely
Right.
easy
Yeah.
kills there if you do get broken push into Zion. Easy kills if you get to connect. We get to connect CC, and again expecting them to be overextended. Another thing, it really is to punish the flash there.
Right. Yeah.
Really is to regank. If we get summoners, because again low mobility. But yep, so start of the game really good. I like this. Solid game plan. Nothing wrong with it. Also, red side allows us to play for invades if we want to. Obviously, red side is going to be the more advantageous buff when compared to blue side if you decide to go for three cap action. So that's another reason why I usually love red side. Okay, so not visible leash. I guess bot lane showed a bit late, so probably going to be a bot side start there. We do have a lot of vision here, early vision on the bot side here. He's not going to have any level 2 gank options, but he might have level 3 gank options because all of the wards are so early. Let's see. Yep, looking at top lane before deciding to path away from it. Okay, we do go for the gank. I want to see what we see. Okay, he's kind of low HP. He's really close to level 3. Let's see. They're kind of fighting in. Ooh. Okay, so one thing to notice here is that the time when solo laners get level 3 is first melee of cannon wave. So it's
Right.
kind of
Okay.
difficult to count the minions here since it's so massive wave. But probably either we just go instantly when he's still level 3 or we wait for the Fiora 3. But it's kind of unfortunate he gets 3 of this one. I guess it was kind of unlucky time actually. We tried to go for the level 2. But yeah. But again, we
Yeah.
do get the summoner. Maybe again we can look to punish this. Again, with
Okay.
Reksai especially, I love to punish summoners. It's so easy. So it's really good we don't use our flash here. I want to be really creative with my flash with Reksai. Really good stuff here.
Yep.
Awesome. And then we recall instantly to defend our bot side. Good. Nothing goes on here. So one thing to notice if you are planning to gank bottom lane are the mana on this card.
Yeah. Yeah.
The kind of half HP there. So we're starting on the scuttle. Again, we come to the bot scuttle late. Okay, it probably means Xinsa is not here, so he's probably on the top side. Again, I would be immediately
Yep.
picking the top side scuttle here. Okay, he gets ganked, no biggie. Let's see. So we're trying to trade the play because we are really fast with the camera control. I have to go a bit slower here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see what you see.
Yeah. MF out of mana.
Aim
And
of no mana.
Senna low on HP, looking to step up.
Yeah.
Cyan is low on health, but if he dies, he can definitely turn that. So
Yep. Okay, good. We get a pick and we get another one. All right. I love the target selection here. So we're killing the first guy to run away first, and he used flash. So yeah, it's a dead sentence for the Senna. And then we can still turn this guy because we have actually two two laners who can still impact the fight while
just
dead.
die.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, awesome. Yep, we can just push in the wave. Really good. We are helping to push the wave. Maybe push the next one as well. Awesome.
Yep.
Really good stuff. Really good. So this is what we need to do. Awesome. Really good. We need to help push the wave, especially since he has no mana. This is what laners have to do always. They want to create their own lead. Really good. Good target selection. Get the more safe one. Safe one first, and help push the wave after successful gank. Really good stuff there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is going bot side here worth it? This was something that I wasn't sure about. So I'm going bot side because we've just had a fight there. My laners are stronger than theirs, and they've just burned flash, or summoners rather. So, like, is that worth starting bot side here, or is it more worth to get the high level camps top side and pick up the Maud, who is like pushing into Fiora here? Because that
uh,
was something that I wasn't sure about.
I wouldn't really care about the mod, but one thing I would care about here is that we crash the wave. So what that means when we crash the wave, the next wave is going to start slow bouncing back. So probably what I would do, I would just take my camps here, the leveled up camps, then I would sequence start. Because right now, if the Xinsa, for example, tries to invade your camps, it was Xinsa, it was. So if he tries to invade your camps, your bot lane has no need to be even on this bot wave right now because it's pushing in towards them anyway. So they can just go and defend your camps. So here I would
Right.
just
Okay.
take my leveled up camps and start playing towards bot side again. I would probably play towards this bot. I would prioritize playing towards this bot set and playing towards the Mordekaiser in
Yeah.
general
Okay. Okay.
anyway, because again we already got sums there. It can really go snowbally for us, and obviously the Drake is up there. So yeah.
Sure. Okay. So from a bouncing to slopish, I should look to start from the other side of the map so that I
Yeah. So
can
basically
get a
the
full clear.
way
Okay.
yeah. So basically the way it works when you crash the wave, it's gonna create you kind of freedom to be elsewhere on the map because these guys are not theoretically, of course, sometimes people just walk up anyway and get ganked, but people are not kind of in danger of getting ganked because the wave is pushing towards them. So what you can even do is you can type in chat, let the wave bounce, just kind of play it safe. Or one, I'm gonna be back later, stuff like that. But basically, the time you want to be on bot side is when your lane's wave is pushing in. So that means the Xinsa has a good time ganking it. At the times you want to go bot is when their wave is pushing in, so you can have fun time ganking it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, the reason why I want to do these leveled up camps first is so because I'm gonna be bot side anyway, so I can kind of protect these bots with my presence. So what I could do, I could just take top camps, blah blah blah, and come bot, gank this, whatever, look for Drake, and then I can just take my
Yeah.
level
Yeah.
one camps
Okay.
here anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. That should be like a simple enough thing to implement.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like no problem. I mean, it's kind of whatever. Uh, the reason why I do like going for these camps is that we get to be on the same side as the Xinsa since he started bot side. So yeah, now he ended up on the top side. So yeah, now it's the wave is pushing in. So again, this is a perfect time for you to gank it, right?
Yep.
They are in a bad position here. We will have a good ping ward there. So one thing I love to do as well when like the gank is kind of hard, there's no solid CC. This blast goes spawns at 5 to 5:30, right? Wait, I'm gonna finish this one. Crash the wave. Uh, no need to be bot for a while because the wave is gonna pass. What I was going to talk about? Yeah, the gank routing here. So what I love to do after the 5 minutes I'll have to tunnel over the Drake pit and take this blast cone and jump over the wall from the crux because most of the time the crux is not that likely to be warded as the tri brush here, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So I love this gank pathing at 5:30, 5 to 5:30. It's gonna spawn. 5 to 5:30. Blast cone spawns. So these are the objective blast cones. They're gonna spawn at 5:30.
Yep.
Blast cone spawns. We can use that for creative gank routing because obviously when we do get to come from behind, it's much harder for them to run back. So the reason why this gank doesn't work is because unless they just come and face check you, we are never going to cast them, right? Because they're all the way here. They're just going to run away when we use our tunnel, so it's kind of sad. So we have to try
Yeah.
to sandwich them, and that's the way we can just use the blast cone, or if they just walk up far enough. So yep, now it works. Awesome. This MF is just trying to trade. Yeah, it's going to be a disaster for her as well. Double kill for bottom. Awesome. Now we see Xyz on top. I wouldn't care about helping these guys crash the wave. Now would be probably
Okay.
hitting this
Okay.
Drake even, stuff like that. Again, there's no way these are gonna be ganked because everyone is showing on the map. Okay,
Sure.
so we
Yep.
do this
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
for the
So it's in top side, so I'm just recalling to defend that.
yep, awesome. And we had a really perfect back, 1100 gold, really awesome. Yep.
Yep.
So now again, let's get level 6. Maybe we can look for bot gang again, stuff like that. He's on the bot side. So we decide to trade. Our bot lane doesn't have the move there. So yeah, good trade. Again, solid that we realized we cannot really use that because enemy bot lane got the push again because we crashed the wave. That's gonna mean they're gonna have a roam timer later on. Okay, he actually ends up going for the gank. Yep, that's fine again. We were expecting the tracker to be taken there, so yeah, this trade is good. I don't think there's anything we can do about this play being made there on the bot side.
Okay.
One thing I always have to do before I pick up the Herald, just like drop my water or Rackle.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Does no harm. But yep, we trade 3 camps for Drake, solid. Now we can maybe look for the top lane gank. It's kind of sad to try to gank Mordecai though. It can be
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
difficult.
Because he'll just ult someone out, and
Yeah,
then it will. Yeah.
yeah, there's gonna be a 1v1 and there's
Be
gonna be a
rough.
disaster. But yep, this is the camps. We do get the
Yeah.
Prowler here, so though I probably maybe we take the top camps here. Again, I really want to go punish this bot lane for picking these champions. With the Prowler especially. Let's see. Yep, now we get Prowler, now we have Flash. The bot lane did die though. So again, maybe what I would do, just like hit camps, again, I want to end up on the bot side when the gank is there. So again, MF just died, so take the top camps and end up on the bot side kind of thing. Now we end up going for the bot side anyway, let's see. So we kind of want to kill her on spawn here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Do see Xyz
Right.
out there though.
Yep. Yep. It's slow pushing and so on. Dive this sign comes back, and then
Hmm. Yep, and now we can look to kill or at least zone the MF off the wave as well. Awesome.
yep.
Good Herald. Yep, I would just continue with this. Maybe we can look for this as well. Okay, we missed a WQ. Okay. Yep, obviously now we don't really want to commit too hard on this. Since our dash show top though, maybe the Scion can contribute his body for the science. He does. Okay. Okay, he does.
Yeah. Didn't feel comfortable taking that.
Yep. This Scion could just die for it, but again, like the Scion ult is a really important thing here. If we had Scion ult, we'd probably just kill everyone and get the tier 2 as well. But yep, good time to fall back now. And again, I want to go back to hitting my camps. I guess we want to protect the top camps here. Let's see. So I'm going for the bot side anyway. I would just take my camps here.
Okay.
We don't
Yeah.
really have that big of a good buy here. So if you're going for Edge of Night second, at least I would recall on the Dirk. So again, maybe I could just
Okay.
take
Sure.
like
Sure.
one camp, then get up back on the map. But basically, we are recalling and ending up on the same side anyway. While we don't really have that meaningful of a buy, I don't really mind.
Okay.
To stay on map, hit camps. not a big buy, not a big buy. Basically, no reason to recall except for the gold.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
had full resource stuff like that. So yeah, let's just stay on the map, hit some camps. But yep, again we have ult up again. Maybe we can use to just kind of set this bot lane really far behind here as well. I would like to prioritize my camps here though. So basically the idea is when we want to end up on the bot side, we have to kind of start on the top side of the camp
yeah, yeah.
on the
Okay.
map. So that's definitely something we kind of want to apply in our future games. Uh, if we want to play bot side, take top side camps when downtime. So for example, when running out of base, it's like you can get just like grab, for example, the red and the raptors, and then you can already be on the bot side. You can just chill there.
Right. Yeah.
So basically, as the same at the start of the game, we kind of want to start the clear on the side on the opposite side of where we want to gank. Kind of the same idea here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, good ult, and we get it back as well. Awesome. Yep. So at this point now again, we are kind of arriving to the mid game phase. So what we need to do, we just want to go for the objectives at this point. So let's just play around the objective time. Let's just grab camps until the point where we can start making picks. Because right now this pick doesn't really mean anything, even though we get it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we don't
They'll be
really
up for the
gain any
objectives.
value out of it. Yeah. And if we, for example, if we end up kind of overforcing this, we use flash, we use ult, we use prowlers, then we're not gonna have it when the objective starts, and then we're gonna feel bad, right? So kind of
Right.
always think
Okay.
about
Yeah.
the value you get when going for kills, and it becomes way more important later, mid and to late game in the mid and late game phases, because these objectives become team fight objectives. People start grouping up for them, and that's when we really need all we have available in the playbook, especially as Reksai. So these guys are getting picked up before objective. Okay, so again, maybe we decide to just trade it.
Yeah.
We just lost 2 members. Carter has no flash. He's dying for the cause. Okay, he's not. Okay. Wow, that's unfortunate. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. That tunnel was not great, but
Okay. Michael Bay Gaming, we're getting all the kills. Well, we are not actually. Okay, this is really good. And now Fiora is collapsing. Maybe we can look for something. Ult in two. Ult in two. Let's go. Wow, really close. Really good mechanical play here, though. I like this. So again, we need to kind of walk away from these guys and focus this guy again, because when they have 2 groups, this is a really important and really common scenario when people are coming for early game trades, because there's a mid lane, maybe the jungler is in the
right.
mid lane as well, and the bot lane is bot lane. So when we have 2 groups kind of collapsing us, we just need to choose one and just go all on them. So this is really good. We have to focus this guy, because otherwise, if we go for these two, the Ryze will catch up anyway. Really good. It's so funny how
Yeah.
we used ult like 3 times now.
It just gets refunded
Yeah,
every
it's just
time.
good
Yeah.
like
Yeah. That's the only reason I go for this play, anyways.
yeah, the ult,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously we died, but I think the effort was it was a good effort.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the idea behind the play was probably flawed. I should have gone for Herald, as you mentioned. And would have just been a lot safer as opposed to this disgusting team fight.
Yeah, but obviously we have to always adapt to the chaos in the solo queue environment. So I kind of like this, especially when we are kind of strong here, so we kind of get away with going for bad plays when we are very strong in terms of gold, and we just mechanically outplay everyone. So we are kind of getting away with the bad call here by doing both. But yeah, it ends up being a pretty solid play though. Um, we don't get any objectives, but neither does the enemy when they were already in a good position to start with, right? So
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
a good fight here. Okay. Team took the trade. We head up immediately to the Herald, so he doesn't get the trade. Awesome, good. Yep, and now our team actually has all the ults. But yeah, we probably want to wait for the ult timer before we actually initiate any team fights here. Yep, let's just wait for our ult time, and then we can kind of look for picks here. Again, the best way to play Reksai and get these objectives as Reksai, we need to get picks before we go for the objectives. Again,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
The team fighting phase is so and so with this champion, but picking on the champion, awesome. S plus. Let's see. So what we usually can do in this kind of situation where we have lost control of the objective, what I usually love to do, I just push out the mid wave, and at least that way
Okay.
we can at least threaten the tier one turret if we cannot re-enter the objective, and maybe some people start rotating away from the objective trying to defend, and maybe we can catch them, stuff like that. But usually the best way to retake objective is to retake the mid wave.
Okay.
Best way to retake objective control is to retake mid wave. Because then people are like, oh shit, now they're gonna take my turret, and some like the support comes, and then we can just jump on them, and then we can go for the objective and stuff like that. Or they all start rotating, and then they obviously gonna take the objective and stuff like that.
Yeah.
See, awesome, good. Mordekaiser is coming up though. We have to be really careful of him. Oi, oi, oi. He's God for the cause. You probably cannot kill this guy. He's pretty beefy. Let's see. Oh wow, we actually can. What? I was not expecting that.
Carthus body's there and Sion's there, so I'm very confident. And I have ult cooldown. Sorry.
Oh, we have
So
ult as
he's
well.
stacked. He's stacked armor.
Yeah.
Carthus's corpse is there. Sion's there for
Yeah.
the CC. I have
Yep.
ult.
Yep. It was a solid fight actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got blown up a lot faster than I was expecting. He just got CC'd into Carter's queue, so that's awesome. Yep. Yeah, we're kind of too low HP to really go and commit to anything. So maybe just recall, maybe go take some camps again. Like,
Yep.
you have to decide on some action. But like we are kind of too low HP, I think, to do anything here. Also, I think we have an item buy here. Do we? I think it's 1050, right?
Yeah, 1050. 1050 for.
Yeah. So again, it's just like too low resource. Let's just recall. Because the longer you kind of stick around with low resource, you know that you cannot really go anywhere anyway. So the longer you kind of stick around, the more it's gonna give the enemy time to maybe go for the objective play here, for example, or stuff like that. So at least we want to be kind of on the map at the same time as Xinsa is coming out of base, right? So at least we are kind of matching them. Xinsa out of base.
Right.
Too low resource to commit to a fight. Also, no numbers. No numbers. Recall as soon as possible, or what you can do at least is you can go like take camps or kind of like use the downtime somehow. But yeah, we just have to realize that we are too low HP.
Yep.
So yeah, again, teammate definitely out of position here. I wouldn't do this. This is horrendous. Oi, oi,
Right.
oi.
Okay.
Really risky stuff. So the reason why this is so okay, we actually do see two players on the bottom side. So you know, AMF is kind of around.
Yeah, and then
Rice,
Rice center.
Rice
Side.
around the bot side. Yeah, but still like
No pro and middle top. Mords missing. MF missing. Yeah, it's not.
so we
Not a
know
great
two
decision.
players are 100% sure not to be able to be here. But when we look at our team, so this is the more known knowledge, our team versus enemy team, right? That's always
Yep.
always going to be the case. So what I always want to rely on, I want to rely on the exact knowledge I have on my teammates versus the chance knowledge I have on the enemy teammate. So we are kind of taking a really big bet here. So it's like, oh, maybe there's no one here, you know? But there's definitely a chance of a lot of people being here. So obviously we want to not take as many chances. We want to always go for the most consistent play as possible. And I think I've talked about with you before, entering river is always an aggressive play, right? And when
Yep.
you're making aggressive play, whether it be the first scuttle or the herald or whatever, you always have to think about, okay, if I do find someone there, who's gonna able to help me? And then you look at your team, who's gonna able to help me? Literally no one. So again, like we have to be really careful. We kind of have to play slow. We have to buy some time, stuff like that. Maybe we can kind of hug the wall, scout around with tremors to see if there's someone there or stuff like this. I mean, obviously this ends up really well, but again, like there was a really high chance that you just get blown to pieces
Yeah. Yeah.
by tunneling the wall there. So yeah, again, we have to just wait for our team. So maybe we can just ping like all in all, if you want to fight this assist. Also, card assault coming up soon, really important stuff. Okay, so we do get to stop it. But yeah, entering river is always an aggressive play, and when you are making aggressive play, you always want to assess. Okay, if I do find someone else, if I do find someone there, who's able to help me. And the other thing is kind of the chance of, okay, what's the chance that I do find someone there, right? Who
Yep.
am I seeing on the map? Oh, no one. I wonder. Yeah, it's probably going to be a lot of people there. So I was really afraid there, but it turned out well. Okay, Brent getting a massive ult in. Holy shit.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, it's Prowlers. Yeah, these ADC champions are pissed at the Prowlers at the moment, by the way. Awesome snipe. Awesome. I love that. Again, let's immediately transfer the enemy death timers into gold.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, I guess you're looking at the timer. We probably cannot do the Herald here. I think maybe we could with
No.
Katus.
No. 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 No.
Yeah, we decide not to anyway. So yep, at least we
Absolutely
commit to
not.
something. So this I like this a lot. So at least we commit to something immediately. Whatever you do, always like kind of see through. You
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
to be kind of second guessing yourself and kind of like making half measures. But yep, immediately turn into gold. Awesome. And now 40 seconds to Drake. Baron is up again. I want to recall.
Sure. My thought process here is I'm one stack off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed that as well.
So I just want to get literally just any camp in, and then
Yep.
path straight bot.
Again, danger being these guys. If you want to recall, I would probably also like to recall here because again,
Yeah.
a lot of gold in pocket. Good poking. If you're a top, sign support, splitting bot. Uh,
Yeah, this was rough. I definitely should have recalled. I stayed around too long, so I didn't have gold to spend, so I ended up being weaker for this fight.
yeah, I mean, one more thing that we are again like we are going into a 3v5 situation here. We are kind of uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
we are not really responsible for making this play, but we kind of are because we are here kind of
No,
facilitating
because
these
yeah, we're
guys.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of like body signaling, okay, let's go. We are here, let's go, let's do some shit, stuff like that. So again, I would be just dangering the fuck out of these guys. Also, two laners on side lane. So again, no one is showing here. So basically, we have two options. This is one, none of them. So one option is that we kind of let's just like play around the mid wave again, like go for the mid lane
Mm.
carousel, or we just wait for someone to respond to these side lane threats. And then we can maybe pull the trigger. But now we are kind of all the way here, and then it's just easy for the enemy to kind of like pull the trigger, right?
Yep.
So yeah, we did the right thing of backing away. When we do have split pushes, we just need to play slow. Again, wait for someone to respond to the threat before we kind of go aggressive. But again, like we are on the map. We are on the map about to fight people who just came out of bay, who has spent all their gold while we have 2k gold.
Yep. Yep.
Who just died and spent their gold. So again, like I think we probably talked about it last time. I don't want to go from team fight to team fight without basing, especially if I won, because I just gained a lot of gold from killing them, and they're gonna be stronger when they come out of base because they actually got to spend their gold, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we could even give up this Drake. Like, who cares? Actually, it's third. It's the
Yeah.
Drakes
Yeah.
were
So,
1-1 before
Drake.
this.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also, another thing, we have to be always like really, really careful of dying. When the Baron's up, because when we are
Yeah.
jungler, so this is gonna happen. I think they actually go for the Baron here, which is really good that we get punished for it. But in general, like we have to be really careful. We have to be really, really careful of dying. As junglers when Baron is up, because obviously when the smite is gone, it's so much lower effort to go for the Baron call, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, for example, now we do have someone answering to the split push here. So what we can do now is we can kind of play around the Fiora flank here. And yeah, maybe I like this trigger pull here, for example, compared to what we had last time. So again,
Right.
we have
Yeah.
to be really, really aware of our teammates' positions. So here we have two. Now the enemies are kind of in the same shoes
Yeah.
as
The,
we
the,
were in
the
the
enemy's
last
doing the
fight.
same thing. Yeah. They've
Yeah,
got. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So this is definitely a mistake we have to kind of have to keep working on. Definitely something I've noticed in my reviews a lot is people just like fall to the same mistake all the time. We just like we have to be hyper aware of our teammates' positions in late game scenarios. You have to be kind of hyper. Well, at all times, you kind of have to know, okay, who's able to help me if I do get caught here, stuff like that.
Right.
Because again, in mid to late game scenarios, your death can mean a lot for the team. It can lose you the game, it can lose your objective, stuff like that. In early game, it doesn't matter as much if you die. Like you can go 0-5 in early game and still win the game. But if you go 0-5 after 30 minutes, it's not that often you win the game, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, again, Baron down. Really awesome that we are in sync with our team. So this is something we talked about last time, I think. So being in sync, kind of recalling in sync with our team with Baron, this is really good. So we will be out on the map able to impact at the same time as everyone else. Really
Yeah,
good. One thing I would do here probably is switch the Reckle. Again, we kind of want to contribute to the
right, yeah,
vision denial as strong as. But yeah, so this card is kind of doing what we talked about. Again, like we can kind of learn from the mistakes of our teammates. So everyone else recalls here. We're kind of running out of phase. Yeah, okay, let's push some waves. And this card is recalling now. Like, fuck you, man. Like, he's just staggering our team so much. So now if you do walk up, we're just kind of, we can't really pull the trigger because this guy is staggering our team. So again, like being in sync with our team, really good stuff when doing Baron. Or with
right,
Baron buff,
okay.
I mean. But yeah, again, we have to play around the split push threat we have here with the Fiora.
Yep.
Yep. In general, with Baron, we have to play it slow. Yep, we can go pressure this top tier 2 with Fiora. No way he's winning this. Jesus Christ. Find Rise here. Ooh. Yep, behind the turret. Holy shit. Wait, this is guy piss
Yeah.
fed or what? But one thing about this, I would just again pressure. I'm not sure. Have you talked about Baron macro before and sieging macro in general in League?
No, we haven't.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a moment. League minimap. Uh, So basically, the way we want to always work Baron buff is we want to push at least 2 waves at the same time, right? So the reason why we
Right.
want to push out 2 lanes at the same time is because when we kind of play around with the minion wave, we just wait for the minion wave to arrive, and then people have to defend the minion wave, right? So then they kill the minion wave. What's going to happen? We have another minion wave coming here. So what these people are going to do? They're going to start rotating. And what that means for our team, that if we just wait for the next wave to push in, we now get to free hit the mid turret while they are rotating. Because while they're rotating, they obviously cannot be hitting any minions or defending any turrets. So we have kind of 2 scenarios when we initiate the kind of thing that they start rotating. For example, in this clip, they started rotating towards the bot side. So we have 2 options. We can either go all in on the mid side, or we can try to catch them in rotation. But I wouldn't kind of go around trying to drive them.
Yeah, okay.
But again, the way we kind of siege in League, we just play around the waves and try to create scenarios where we get to free hit the minions or the turrets. And that's going to be caused by making the enemy rotate. And that's going to be caused by pushing 2 waves at the same time, right? If that makes sense. So for example, we can kind of see it in action in this play. So if you look at this, let's see a bit earlier. So yeah, we have the bot lane wave here pushing up. So someone has to respond to this wave, right?
Yep.
So they cannot be defending mid wave, which is also coming up, right? So I would just like kind of double down at this mid turret. Let's just take the mid turret. Let's take the mid turret, right? We could probably even dive this Sinsar here. It's just chilling 1v3, me, Katus, or you and Sion even. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I guess the Katus is kind of insane. And I thought we could just kill them really faster than me. But yeah, the Senna is kind of an issue. This guy cannot tank anything. Holy
Yep.
shit, he's playing support lethality Sion.
It's a lethality zone, yeah,
But yeah, I mean, at least we do get the tier 2, so it's still solid play.
yeah. Just quick
Yep.
question. You mentioned pushing 2 waves. Something that I've like been under the impression of with Baron is to do like all 3 waves at the same time. Is that more of like an edge case thing, and it's a lot more reliable to have, let's say, 3 people in mid, 1 person split pushing, let's say Fiora, and then having the jungler hover the jungle between them? Would that be like a better alternative to pushing all 3 waves as a team?
Mm.
Or is that like not worth going into right now?
The reason why I want 2 pushing lanes instead of 3, so again, it's kind of the same as the Herald macro. So let's say we have 3 pushing lanes, right? It's nice and all, but we need TP or global ultimates to be able to do this. So the side lane can actually connect to the fights here. So when we have 2 lanes, if the enemy decides to kind of like try to fight the mid lane, then it's all good because we can rotate from these lanes pretty easily, right?
Yep.
But the issue comes in when they decide to pull the trigger on the sideline, right? Because then this guy cannot ever kind of try
Right.
to
Yeah.
do anything. So basically, what they have to do, they just have to commit to the side push anyway, and stuff like that. And the other thing is, we are kind of thinning our numbers really low by doing this, right?
Sure.
And that kind of leaves like people able to pick up like the solo pusher here or the solo pusher here, instead of we could have like two guys pushing here, maybe three guys pushing here, whatever. Like the jungler could just hover one guy on the side lane. It just makes the jungler's life easier as well. But if you do have like TPs or global ultimates like TF stuff like that, then we can kind of do the three waves. But again, like the default is just kind of keep it simple, keep it at the two lines. Here, for
Okay.
example, we
Okay.
do have the three here, but again, like there's no way this guy could ever help you with this play here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of the issue. But he does get the turret, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, in general, we just want to play it slow, play around the waves. We don't really need to dive enemies when we have Baron, unless we are just trying to end with like Malphite, Maokai, or stuff like that. But
Okay.
then we
Okay.
would be grouping 5 mid. But yeah, oh, we didn't even get to tier 2. That's unlucky. We have 2 really low tier 2s here. Okay, Since dies for Fiora. Yep, this is ready for Drake. Get the flash. This Brand is a monster, holy shit.
Yep. Yep.
Yep, we can just solo this Drake, they can push out the waves. Okay. Here again, I would like to push the turrets here again because I want to
Okay.
utilize
Okay.
enemy dead timers. Again, we have the numbers on the map right now, and again the tier twos. I want the tier twos again. The most gold from turrets, 600G. I want them.
Sure. Yeah. 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 I'm definitely not playing around or like considering death timers in my gameplay. So I think if I
Yep,
would have paid attention to that, I would have been a lot more aggressive with helping this Karthus push.
yep, exactly. We could just hover them and just get this tier two, get some get some gold. So yeah, this is definitely something we can add. Uh, Add as a loading objective. Try to utilize enemy dead timer. So basically, we can go for obviously a lot more aggression when we know the enemy is not able to do anything because they're dead, right?
Yep.
So again, I usually don't want to be hitting camps. I want to be kind of pressuring them. I'm taking objectives, pushing turrets, stuff like that. But yeah, especially again, like as I said, if you go 0-5 in late game, it's probably gonna end in a loss because again, the winning team can utilize the dead timer so much more, right?
Yep. Yep. Okay.
But yeah, we definitely need to utilize the dead timer, otherwise it's not gonna work. But yeah, now let's just wait for the Baron. Okay, the Rise is kind of coming up here. Ooh. Really love this bait. This is awesome. Especially if we have cleared the vision here. If there's like a blue trinket here, then it's not going to do much. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we do find the Rise here. Let's see.
Yeah. This isn't being super rough. I don't want to pull the trigger on people diving it because I want to try and catch one of their carries off guard. But that doesn't end up happening.
Oh, the MF isn't even there. It just goes horrendous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. We just need to see the tab actually before this happens. I want to see the tab. So at this time of the game, as I talked about at the start of the game, at the start of the session, we need to look at this more. So we need to recognize who's the win condition in our team, who's the win condition in enemy team, and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I recognize that Sen was very fed and likely to be a threat in that fight.
yep, Senna looks to be
MF
the
has
most
good
fed
ult,
member
but
here.
yeah.
Bryce is pretty fed here as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if your entire team is kind of pulling the trigger on the Rise, maybe we just focus on the Senna. Again, Senna is really prone to getting dove though, so you are kind of good into Senna. So when people go like ham like this and like melee champions are all on top of each other, maybe let's just go kill this guy maybe. But yeah, he's
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely a threat. Wait, did we not even kill the Rise? What happened to the Rise?
He ults out, I think.
What? Oh, he did. No one hit any CC on him.
Yep.
Oh, that's horrendous. I want to actually see how the fuck did that happen. Oh, I guess it's just really disgusting team fight. I like the idea here. Maybe I'll just wait for someone to face check, but again, like your team's supposed to trigger.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Simon misses the ult. Yeah, then gets pulled away from the rise. So it's just rough. I don't know.
yeah,
Like it was definitely this team fight that I felt like. Well, I'm pretty sure this did lose us the game, but other than
oh,
that,
we
there are
lose the game.
definitely places where it could
Oh
have
yeah, of
improved.
course we have Baron up here and we die so horrendously. Yeah, I, mean,
Yep,
I
yep.
guess the only thing I'll tell you is just like again like kind of make a decision immediately. So if you decided to kind of wait around for this guy, just like go on her instantly. Uh, Even
Yeah,
if the
yeah.
Xin just stays there, he cannot really peel you off the center because you have the Edge of Night as well, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So there, yeah. I mean, team fighting is it's horrendous with this champ. So we just
Okay.
really have to go for some picks. But yeah, obviously this turns into a team fight really fast. And yeah, I mean, we do get the 1 for 1. We do get the Fed carry, but it's kind of like our teams just got like absolutely fucking destroyed there, and we didn't even get the rise.
Yeah.
Uh,
Huh.
yeah, I guess his son is just like such a disgusting champion in this comp. With a Nautilus or something like that, I think we just win that. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Doesn't matter. Like again, that's not
Yeah,
my part of the game to control.
yeah, exactly.
Like in the lead up, especially like in the like 5 minutes before, there were definitely times when I could have utilized death timers, which I just
Yep.
didn't.
Yeah. So the biggest thing here would be probably when we started getting picks of people. So again, like when we do get picks of people, and there's no actual objective up, I like to create kind of like mini objectives for myself, to kind of like have an idea already ready. If we do get a pick, for example, if we do get a dead timer, so if you do get the numbers, stuff like that, right?
Right. Okay. Okay.
So, for example, the objectives outside of the actual objectives, they can be like invades, for example, 3 camps up. Okay, now I have freedom to go for the invade. But usually at this time of the game, it's probably going to be the tier 2 turrets again because they grant you so much gold. So I really want them down.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's something we can kind of do. Mm. So we can try to come up with mini objectives. So again, like we don't really want to fight for no reason, but in solo queue it just happens. So at least
Right. Yeah.
the least we can do is we can kind of like have a plan ready. Okay, if you do get a pick, okay, what do I do with it? But yeah, usually it's gonna be the tier 2, especially with this long dead timers. I just want the tier 2s. But obviously here we want the Drake, since the actual objective is gonna be more important. So here again, the Rise pick. Again, we are all full HP, ready to go. So yeah, we should be here. But again, it's fine. But try to come up with many objectives. I don't know how to put this in words. Uh, yeah, let's just keep it at that. But yeah, so that's pretty much all for this game. So I'm gonna now this time I'm gonna come up with the learning objectives. So these are the few things I'd like you to really focus on in your future games.
Okay.
First of all, I want you to kind of think of this enter reverse and aggressive blighting. So every time you enter river, think about okay, who can I meet there, and who is able to help me if I do meet them, right?
Yep.
So definitely something, and just like in general, like kind of applies to this point. Is it's just like try to be more aware, try to be more aware of teammate positions
Yep.
in mid to late game, because again, like your death can just so easily lose you the objective, which can kind of snowball into a lot more. Um, what else? What else? What else? I love this gank blast go on spawns. So if you're playing red side, I just want you to start using this. I'm not gonna write it up as a learning objective
Yeah.
because
Okay. Okay.
going red side is kind of rare anyway and whatever. But like definitely start using this. It's such a good gank path. I love it. Um, maybe I would another learning objective would be kind of like start on opposite side. When coming out of base at the start of the game as well, but when coming out of base, start on opposite side camps where you want to be
Yeah. Yeah.
backed.
Definitely.
So again, like, so you can actually have time to take these red set camps. So again, if there's a play available, again, you have more options to go for the play. You have more options after the raptors, or you have options after taking all of these camps. So again, to maximize the time on the side we want to impact, let's just start on the opposite side. What else? What else? I mean, it's just gonna be the 20-minute mark fight. So again, we just need to find times to recall, especially when we already come out of a winning team fight.
Yeah, yeah,
So the best way to kind of at this time when the objectives are up, so the best way to kind of start recalling is when the enemies start respawning, right? So at least we come out of the base at the same time as the enemies. That's kind of the base rule here. So for example, get this turret and like immediately respawn. Okay, let's go. Like
yeah,
now you can
yeah,
just respawn. But again, like the big thing here is that it's like look to reset as soon as possible when 1500 plus gold. So if you were thinking about the treat, you can just grab the treat on the way to the objective, right?
yeah. Could you just make a note of like respawn timers just to
Yeah,
consider
yeah,
those with
yeah.
decision making? Because there's a lot of times when so like in this case, okay, respawn timers are coming up. I could have recalled here, spent all my gold, gotten into our bot side jungle, gotten my pet fully upgraded, and then contested the Drake as opposed
Yep.
to what I did, which because I wasn't looking at death timers, I went for the camp instead because I realized that's what I need to focus on, and then ended up dragging that out as opposed to just not realizing that the opportunity was gone because they had respawned and walked back to lane.
Yep, exactly. So let's see. Let's put it mid to late game. Um, so these kind of specific objectives are up. If the objectives aren't up, then you can kind of mess around more. But in general, it says mid to late game. Uh, Look to kind of come out of base at the same time as enemies respawning. So again, like goes back to kind of like as we want with Baron, we want to kind of be in sync with our team, so we are able to impact the map at the same time. It goes same to when enemies are ready to impact the map. We also want to be ready to impact the map,
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
thing. But yeah, so those would be the big three from this. So those would be the ones I would like you to focus on in future games.
sure.
Um,
Okay, okay.
but yeah, this ended up being a long review anyway, 52 minutes. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to handle the short reviews, but that's something I need to figure out. But yeah, anyway, this is pretty much all. Do you have any questions?
No, no, that's really good. Thank you.
All right, so same thing as last time. I'm gonna send you these notes and I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, stuff like that. And again, I hope you check it out. Check it out later.
Yeah, definitely will do.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck and hoping to hear more from you.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Not for a while because I'm waiting on medication, but I
Yep.
definitely will look
All right.
getting back.
And yeah,
Thanks, man.
just keep me posted on the alt account progress if
Oh
it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
helping
definitely
you
will do.
and the champion because those are kind of the philosophies I kind of believe in, but there isn't something any other like coach or personality really like believes in. So I was just really excited to kind of have like some test objects here, you know.
Sure.
But yeah, talk to you later, man, and good luck.
Yeah, will do. Thank you. Thank you.
All
Have a
right,
good one. See
see
ya.
ya. My boy JFO is getting budget tomorrow. Wait, is JFO getting nerfed? Awesome. Da, 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 da. There's been some chatting, walking shit. I'm not sure if you are here anymore. Feels clustering, man. You need to think about the kids. Everyone standing on top of each other there. Multiple people eat damage at a time across each of the rotations. While being at range, disadvantage at the backline. As they chill near tower. They don't try to see what other people are as engaging somebody missing like that. Yeah, I mean there's definitely some variance to when you need to look at map. When people go on top of each other. Especially when it's melee matchup, but like again as a general rule, that's kind of helping. I've found to be helping a lot of people with like how to manage the camera is just like click with this action, right? As you kind of level up the skill, then you can kind of start clicking on lanes, on like level 2 timers and like wave timers and stuff like that to know like kind of plan in advance what's gonna happen in the wave and stuff like that. But again, like I don't want to overcomplicate a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna dip. I'm done with today's coaching, and I might stream later if I play solo queue. Might not. You'll get a notification if I do. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you later.